How to give from the heart, not the wallet. Foods to boost your sex drive. Kate Spade and Keds team up for a new sneaker line. Welcome to Life Loves Shopping. Happy Friday. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I'm Michelle Yarn.
This time of year, giving back is on the brain, but if you're tight on cash, there are ways that you can give with your heart and not your wallet. Here are some simple and free ways to give back from our friends at galtime.com. Volunteer. Whether it's at a hospital, library, local school, church, or shelter, the gift of your time and energy is invaluable. Donate. We're all holding on to a lot of stuff we really don't need. Clear out your personal space and donate unwanted household goods and clothing to people and organizations who need it most. And get involved. Participate in fundraising opportunities that support charitable causes you believe in. And look around. Consider the people around you who are in need of support. Whether you provide a home-cooked meal or simply lend an ear, your personal interest can make a tremendous difference to someone facing a challenging situation.
And hey, why not do good together? Here are some great do-good date ideas. Forgo the upscale Saturday night date. What you should do instead, figure out how much money you would have spent on dinner, cocktails, and cab fare, then donate the money to your favorite charity. Stay home instead and make a romantic home-cooked meal. You can also volunteer together. You're both busy, but you don't have to change your entire routine. Just pick one Sunday a month and make it a standing appointment for the two of you to go volunteer together. It gives you a new tradition to celebrate while lending a helping hand. And use your green thumb. Enjoy the last of this fall weather by volunteering for an outdoor activity that benefits the environment. And who knows, teaming up to go eco-friendly might actually spice up your relationship too.
Seriously, what can't Brad Pitt do? The guy acts, he's a busy father, he's the new face of Chanel, he designed Angelina's engagement ring, and now he's got his own furniture line. Pitt will debut a dozen finished pieces on November 13th in New York, according to insiders at Architectural Digest. He's collaborated with designer Frank Polaro for the new collection. The line includes a glass topside table with a metal base finished in 24-karat gold. The cost, well, if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
True.
Several club chairs, a dining table, and a marble bathtub for two. Stock is limited on some of the other items as well. Only 9 king-size beds with a bench-exposed nickel detail and foot pads. Pitt's passion for architecture surfaced with his Make It Right Foundation, which featured prominent architects creating stylish, affordable housing in post-Katrina New Orleans.
Keds and Kate Spade are cute and classic, and now the two have teamed up to create these adorable sneakers. Check these out. The line will launch next spring, and the collection will include a total of 8 styles featuring Spade's witty trademark patterns, from a slightly pointy-toed sneaker in pink to a gingham pattern in printed blue. There's even one with really cute stripes and polka dots. You can buy them at Kate Spade, Nordstrom's, and Nordstrom's online starting in February.
'Tis the season to be heavier. Ooh, no way. Come on. According to our next guest, you can avoid those extra holiday LBs. Here with his tips is diet and nutrition coach Jeremy Athner. Welcome to the show, Jeremy.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so what does research usually show when it comes to weight gain and the holidays?
Well, it shows that an average person will gain anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds throughout the holidays.
Wow.
Okay, now with that 5 to 10 pounds, 1 to 2 of those pounds stay with you over time.
So over a decade, we're looking at an extra 20 pounds we're carrying around.
Exactly.
What tips do you have for us to avoid being part of the statistics?
Okay. Well, number one, you always want to look at calories. Knowing that your body burns a certain amount of calories, if you're taking them all in at one meal, your body's not able to burn those off. So they are going to be stored. So we want to look at that and start with calories more than anything else.
And really, it's simple math, right?
Exactly.
If you take in more than you're burning off, you're going to gain weight.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, let's start with the holiday party. What do you suggest? You say don't go hungry to the party.
My suggestion is, and what we tell our patients at Nuviva, is making sure that a person goes to the party not hungry. You want to make sure you're eating anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes before you go to this party. It's obviously, when you're going grocery shopping and you're on an empty stomach, you pick everything off the shelves because you're so hungry. It takes that amount of time for your body, for your stomach to tell your brain that it's no longer hungry. So my suggestion is make sure you eat before you go to these parties.
And eat 20 to 30 minutes ahead of time.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the plate at the holiday party or at the dinner. Let's start with turkey.
Okay, turkey, for instance, is a protein source. There's going to be a lot of wide variety of foods that you're able to choose from, but always stick with your proteins. You know that, one, they're going to fill you up, and 2, they're the best source for your muscles throughout the holidays.
Okay, what about the veggies?
Okay, well, vegetables, you want to make sure you stick with a complex carbohydrate. For instance, your broccoli, your dense vegetables, your broccoli, asparagus, green beans, things of that nature. Now, because of that is the high concentration of fiber. Fiber obviously helps you with your metabolism, but also controls your hunger as well.
Fills you up.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, what about drinks? We are bombarded by all sorts of fantastic cocktails and holiday lattes and you name it. What do you suggest when it comes to beverages?
My suggestion, obviously people are going to drink through the holidays. Nobody's going to be able to stop you from doing
No.
that. But going ahead and drinking, if you're going to have a glass of alcohol, make sure you have a glass of water accompanied with it as well. Not only that will help you flush out the impurities that you're bringing in, but it's going to keep your body moving in the right direction.
Okay, and speaking of keeping your body moving, you say also stay active.
Exactly. Throughout the holidays, I know it's very difficult because people become very comfortable sitting down watching TV, and just nuzzling into their couches.
Yes.
What we suggest is going on walks, taking your family, getting everybody up and walking around the block after that major meal. By doing that, it's going to help you with your stress levels as well, okay? Your cortisol levels don't have that opportunity to increase, so your metabolism is constantly functioning in the right direction.
And managing and minimizing your stress is really important too during the holidays.
It's probably one of the most important things, due to the fact that when you become stagnant and sitting down and just relaxing, even though you feel it's just relaxation, you get that cabin fever in a sense. So do whatever you can to get your family motivated to do something else. Okay, go to a friend's house during the holidays, go back and forth, and just majorly take that walk.
Good idea.
Exactly.
Jeremy, thank you. If you've missed any of Jeremy's tips, just head to our website, lifeloveshopping.com.
Man, now I'm just hungry. Well, if you're wondering why you're having such crazy dreams lately, we have a list of what might be influencing your dream state and how to remember the good ones. Spicy food, anything you eat that might cause indigestion. This includes cheese, spicy foods, or even a big meal that might lead to vivid dreams. Now, when it comes to remembering your dreams, you have a 5-minute window for total recall after waking up. After that, it's gone, baby, gone. Do you have naughty dreams? Sleeping on your stomach might be the reason. A new dream study revealed that sleeping on your stomach was linked to more X-rated dreams. And if you go to bed hungry, your low blood sugar can keep you from falling into a deep sleep. On the plus side, you'll more likely remember your dreams, but on the downside, they'll likely star dancing hamburgers and pizza slices. Want to amp things up in the bedroom? The answer may actually be in your fridge, and we are speaking to sex expert Dr. Jen Landa to go over the foods that help your sex drive. Good morning.
Good morning.
So we're making our shopping list.
Yes.
Help us out here.
All right, absolutely.
And I want to talk about specifically which foods and how they can affect us. And the first one is watermelon. What's going on with the watermelon?
All right. Well, sex is all about blood flow, right? And getting the blood flow to the right places.
Yes.
So watermelon is loaded with something called citrulline.
Okay.
And citrulline helps our body make nitric oxide, which opens up our blood vessels, allows the blood to flow.
Now, is this one of those things, though, where you would have to eat like 5 watermelon to feel the effects? You know what I mean? How much and how soon before or after?
Well, there are some studies that showed that eating watermelon, a normal amount of watermelon, did spike up the blood flow and improve erections and blood flow, sexual arousal in women.
And not to mention, it's sweet and juicy.
Yes, yummy, yum.
Okay, now opposite side of the spectrum here, eggs.
Yeah.
How can this help us out in the bedroom?
It sounds weird, but believe it or not, the eggs work through a pretty similar mechanism as the watermelon. I just don't know if I would put them together.
Yeah,
but
not necessarily. Maybe
No.
for breakfast, though. Hey,
Maybe.
you never know.
Hey, you never know. You know what? My kids eat that a lot. All right, so the eggs, are loaded with L-arginine. So
Okay.
L-arginine works through a pretty similar mechanism as the citrulline in the watermelon, and it relaxes our blood vessels and allows the blood to flow to all the right areas. So yet again, same thing with eggs. It can boost erections and sexual
I
arousal
don't
in
know
women.
how much of an aphrodisiac that would be, because they don't exactly smell good or anything like that. But,
Yeah, you
hey,
might
if
want to
you
brush
say
your
it
teeth,
works.
but
All right, peaches. This might be better on that.
peaches are if you really want to get into the fertility scene.
Okay, interesting.
Peaches are loaded with vitamin C, and the vitamin C helps increase sperm count, and it decreases sperm clumping, which helps the fertility aspects of things. So if you're looking to get pregnant, you might want
This is
to
interesting.
get some of those peaches.
It's nice to have one of those natural ways, too, if you're just looking for little things to help yourself.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
I
then
love the natural ways.
Chocolate. It's very romantic. It tastes great. There's no surprise here that it helps in the bedroom, but tell us how, technically.
Okay, so chocolate helps us in so many ways, but technically, as far as sexuality is concerned, chocolate has a lot of PEA, and PEA is a brain chemical that amps up our endorphins. So it's all those feel-good hormones, and those endorphins and the PEA make us more sexual, more loving, and
Is this
more
why guys
adventurous.
are always trying to give women chocolates?
I think
don't
so. The chocolate on Valentine's Day is a really good plan.
Well, Dr. Jen, thank you so much. And if you guys want to find out more, just visit our website at lifeloveshopping.com.
Still more to come here on Life Love Shopping. We like our Bond shaken, not stirred. A look at the actors who were almost cast as the sexy big screen 007. Plus, want to follow in Bond's footsteps? We'll have your step-by-step guide on how to live a day like 007 in London. But first, a look at some of the best Bond villains 007 has defeated.
This is gold, Mr. Bond. All my life I've been in love with its color, its brilliance, its divine heaviness. I welcome any enterprise that will increase my stock, which is considerable.
I think you've made your point, Goldfinger. Thank you for the demonstration.
Choose your next witticism carefully, Mr. Bond. It may be your last.
Bond doesn't know you're in Bangkok. He's never seen you, but he knows me. That's the problem.
That's no problem.
Another one bites the dust. Welcome back to Life Love Shopping. If dinner and a movie factors into your weekend plans, this is the perfect time for a movie date. 007 is back, and Hollywood is wrapping up an election week by honoring our 16th president.
Abraham Lincoln has asked us to work with him to accomplish the death of slavery.
No one's ever been loved so much by the people. Don't waste that power.
This fight is for the United States of America.
Daniel Day-Lewis stars as President Abraham Lincoln during his final months in office. In a nation divided by war and change, Lincoln pursues a course of action designed to end the war, unite the country, and abolish slavery. Lincoln's choices during this critical time will change the fate of generations to come. Sally Field and Tommy Lee Jones also star. Lincoln will expand to more theaters next Friday. And Bond is back, baby. This time he's made a hobby out of resurrecting.
What do you say about a man like that?
3 months ago, you lost the drive containing the identity of every agent embedded in terrorist organizations across the globe.
007 reporting for duty.
Where the hell have you been?
Enjoying death.
I only have one question. Why not stay dead? There's no shame in saying you've lost a step.
Bond's loyalty to M is tested in Skyfall as her past comes back to haunt her. Now 007 must come back from playing dead and track down the threat to M and MI6, no matter how personal the cost. Thanks to a new Q, Bond is upping his game with new high-tech gadgets for his latest search and destroy mission. Happy 50th birthday, Mr. Bond. The Jackson reaction, both flicks are worth the full ticket price. My first choice would be Bond in Skyfall. It's right up there with Casino Royale. Your guy will love you too for it. And I recommend giving yourself a breather from all the politics before you go see Lincoln.
And we know Daniel Craig is a sexy, blue-eyed blonde Bond, but what other actors tried to win the movie role but failed? Jessica Reyes from our news partner, The Daily Buzz, is here with the casting couch details. Hey, Jess.
Hello, ladies, and many have their own opinion on which hot actor best filled out the 007's suave suit, or most importantly, quoted this famous line.
Bond. James Bond.
But check out the actors who almost played James Bond. We start off with Mel Gibson. Yeah, out of all people, producer Albert Cubby said Gibson wanted to play Bond, except for one little problem. He's too short. At 5'10", Cubby, who has a thing for tall people, said, nope. Another was Clint Eastwood. When he was offered Bond after the success of Dirty Harry, he told producers that the 007 needed to be played by a Brit. And before passing back in 2008, Heath Ledger was also a contender before Daniel Craig reportedly beat him out for the role. And ladies, that's your buzz. Want more? Catch me weekday mornings on The Daily Buzz.
Skyfall, the latest film in the 50-year-old James Bond franchise, is making waves in theaters. And this fall is the 50th anniversary of the release of Dr. No, the very first James Bond film. So there is no better time to follow in the footsteps of Bond. Our travel expert novelist, Kristen Harmel, is here to help us follow in Bond's footsteps. Welcome, Kristen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So where do we start? How do we follow in Bond's footsteps?
Where better to start than in the shower where Daniel Craig showers in Skyfall?
Hello.
No, The Four Seasons Canary Wharf is actually a perfect place to stay because several Skyfall scenes were actually shot there. It's a little on the outskirts of London, so if you want something more central, stay at the Mayfair, at the Radisson Blu Edwardian, like right in the middle, but my favorite's the Four Seasons Canary Wharf.
Okay, what about a tour? Where does the tour go? What do you see?
Okay, there's a great tour, and we'll have information about it on our website. It's from BritMovieTours.com. It's a special James Bond tour, and the guy who leads it was actually one of the stars of the movie The Devil's Double, which is really cool. So it's a nice little Hollywood touch.
Yeah.
So it takes you really cool places like Buckingham Palace, which is one of the locations from one of the Bond films, the locations of MI5 and MI6, some locations from Skyfall, and some very iconic London locations, including the O2 Arena, which is also in one of the James Bond movies, which you can actually climb, which how cool is that? As well as a spot where in one of the Bond movies, you see James Bond ducking into what's supposedly a secret entrance to MI6.
Ooh.
But it has a beautiful backdrop, Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, just a very London type of view.
Okay, you're talking about outside, any sort of inside?
Yeah, well, so these things are all inside of London, basically. These are all London places you could go to. You can also visit, like, the casino at the Mayfair. You could do martinis at the Duke's Hotel, which is where the whole shaken not stirred thing started. But if you're going to venture outside of London in the footsteps of Bond, I would start by going to the Cotswolds, which is a very just British, stereotypically British area of England. Absolutely beautiful there. You can actually find the place where several of the James Bond scenes were shot, including Little Rissington Airfield, which they turned into sort of an icy wonderland. You can stay at a hotel there that has kind of a secret, scandalous past, which I think is very Bond.
Ooh,
it's
do tell.
Ellenborough Park, and it has hundreds of years of scandalous history. And there's a spa there, so that's a very Bond thing to do.
It's scandalous and it has a spa.
Exactly. And there's also the Bond in Motion exhibit, which is there through the middle of January. It has 50 vehicles, including many of Bond's Aston Martins from 50 years of Bond films. So there's so many ways all through England you can follow Bond in his footsteps from the films, from the books. And VisitBritain.com actually has an entire section devoted to following James Bond around. So
can you drive an Aston Martin while you're there?
You can. Not at the actual factory, which is cool to see, but at the Milford Proving Grounds, about an hour outside of London, you can drive an Aston Martin.
Kristen, thank you so much for all of the information and tips on places to eat and stay. Just visit our website.
And if you still just cannot get enough Bond, here are some more places to relive your favorite films. Istanbul, Turkey. It's featured pretty regularly in Bond films, such as From Russia with Love and The World Is Not Enough, and now the opening action sequence for Skyfall. And we have to mention Jamaica. Nearly all of the original films, including Dr. No, were shot here. There's even a beach called James Bond Beach. And Ian Fleming's own home is now part of a luxury boutique hotel in Jamaica, and Fleming's writing desk and typewriter are still on display there. In the film On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Bond escapes from the mountaintop lab of the evil Blofeld by skiing to freedom in Switzerland. You can actually ski the famous James Bond run in Switzerland. It's a single black diamond steep pitch.
So cool.
Yeah.
Still more to come here on Life, Love, Shopping. Love the hometown feeling of the suburbs, but shy away from the bright lights of the big city.
Oh, we've got your list of the best small cities in the U.S. coming up next.
Infertility. Total infertility in plants and animals. Not just disease in a few words, Mr. Bond, or the loss of a single crop, but the destruction of a whole strain, forever, throughout an entire continent. If my demands are not met, I shall proceed with the systematic extinction of whole species of cereals and livestock all over the world.
The trick is to quit while you're still a kid.
That's one trick I've never learned. Perhaps you'll show me how it's done. Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred. And for you?
The same.
How do you take it?
Straight up. With a twist.
Welcome back to Life, Love, Shopping. Spending time in the great outdoors is great for your health, no doubt about it, but big city living is better for your waistline. Why, you ask? Well, Men's Fitness has the answer. Most researchers link it to a difference in lifestyle. Urbanites tend to walk more, mostly because they have to. Climbing the stairs to and from the subway and walking to the bus stop keep you fit. And when you're carrying your groceries up 5 flights of stairs, who needs a gym membership? And if you do belong to a gym, big cities make it easy to find one in your neighborhood with a healthy, grocery store, always located somewhere nearby.
Now, if you're not a fan of big cities, there are some great smaller options. CNN Money lists its top 3 picks. At number 1, Carmel, Indiana. It transforms from a quiet, upscale bedroom community with a 20-minute commute to downtown Indianapolis. It's an ideal place to work and play. McKinney, Texas. You can stroll around downtown and you'll see cotton mills and feed stores linked to the hip boutiques and art galleries. The city offers plenty of housing options, and low taxes have lured big companies with deep pockets and great jobs. And Eden Prairie, Minnesota, with a terrific employment prospect, natural beauty, and a well-educated workforce. It's a great place to live if you can handle the cold winters. They're planning to add commuter trains as well in 2018.
Coming up Monday on Life Love Shopping, boots are now in season with hot new styles. So how do you wear booties? What about those over-the-knee ones? We have your complete boot style guide. Plus, want to look younger for all your holiday parties? We're breaking down the quick face fixes to carry you all the way through the new year.
And don't forget, here at Life Love Shopping, we always want to connect with you. So when we're not on TV, you can stay in touch by liking our Facebook page, and you can also follow and tweet us on Twitter at Life Love Shop.
That does it for Life Love Shopping. Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a fabulous weekend, everybody.
How much do you know about fear?
All there is.
Not like this. Not like him.
Just look at you, chasing spies. England, the Empire. MI6. So old-fashioned. She sent you after me knowing you're not ready, knowing you would likely die. Mommy was very bad. The 2 survivors. This is what she made us.